What's up? It's your boy Big Papita 396, and I want to speak about the time where I didn't apply the parking brake. Let me explain. So recently, we had a meeting where the supervisor or the manager she played a video where there was, or I believe the person that's over safety having a conversation with a driver who lost control of the vehicle because he didn't apply the Maxi brake when he got to his stop. So the driver in the video is apologizing. He's saying that, this type of thing, he's saying everything correct. He's saying he was rushing. He could, if he could go back in time, he would have, of course, applied the parking brake, and he wanted this to be used as a teacher moment. And the person who was over safety at Waste Management was saying, yeah, let's kind of use this lesson to kind of understand why it's important to kind of take your time and actually apply the Maxi brake. So that was the emphasis of the video. That was the emphasis of the meeting. I thought it was pretty cool because, a lot of things that she said was real. Like, it could happen to anybody. It could happen to me, even still to this day. Let me tell you about the time that it happened to me. This happened to me somewhere in the 2000s. I'm assuming like either 2008, maybe 2009, 2008, around that time. And I'm in this city working residential. This was a double-sided truck. Working residential where you could stand up and you can operate the side loader standing up. And it had a special working brake. It had a special parking brake. So it was a working brake and it was a parking brake. The working brake stops the truck, but it's not really a parking brake. It just stops the truck. I think most companies have gotten rid of the service brake. That working brake, right? Where you kind of just move the lever and the lever holds the truck. And now it's pretty much everything's just the parking brake. So I'm in the city. I'm like, let me stop. Let me go inside this market. Feeling kind of hungry. Let me go inside this market. So I get out the truck. And to my knowledge, I thought I stopped the truck. I thought I parked the truck. I'm going in there. What is this milk over here? Okay, let me get this milk. Let me get these, I don't know, some cookies. It's like the Bernie Mac joke. The milk and cookies. I'm going in there to get some damn milk and cookies. And I'm ringing them up and everything. All right, okay. Short, cool little conversation with the cashier. I come out. I walk. My truck. Engine running, by the way. Yeah, I was all bad. Engine running. And my vehicle was, boom. It made contact with this vehicle. People are standing around. They're looking at the trash truck. I'm looking at the trash truck. I'm so dumb. I'm so ignorant at the time. I think somebody tried to steal my trash truck and they got into an accident. Yeah, I'm that airheaded. I'm that stupid. I think that somebody literally hopped in my truck and tried to commit a GTA. So I'm confused. I'm like, who's playing a prank on me? Who's running a joke on me? No, it was nobody running a joke on me. It was nobody playing a prank on me. It was literally me. I didn't apply the parking brake. and the vehicle rolled into a parked car on the opposite side of the street. I can laugh about this now, but that was no laughing matter. It could have been really, really bad. You know, the truck could have, let's just say it would have hit a vehicle with a mother driving taking her kid somewhere. It could have been all bad. A kid riding a bike, right? Nobody was hurt, but something really bad could have happened. But at the time, I was so naive. I was so young. I didn't really even pay attention or think that what I did was really that bad, right? And the company was really having a discussion like, man, should we fire this guy? Because you'll hear some, as you follow this channel, you're definitely going to hear all of the stories, the crazy stories of stuff that I've been through. And the company had grace for me. They were just like, okay, it's kind of like he's a cover driver. He's a swing driver. He's, this is whatever they did, they decided to keep me. I think about that sometimes because I was in another situation where I was working for the same company in a different city. And in this city, I was on a hill. I was on a hill. There were cars behind me. And there was a gated community that I was trying to enter with my truck. So I was doing residential, same thing, double-sided truck. May have been a Corrado can, actually. And I'm in a truck with a Corrado can. I pull up to the gate. And you know how it's one of those things where you have to get out the truck. You have to put in the code in order to get access to the gate. I put in the code to get access to the gate. There's cars behind me. And as I push the parking brake, my truck starts to roll back. I try to step on the brake. Mind you, there's like a metal shield over the gas and parking brake. So like when you take your brake, there's like this metal shield that flips up and flips down over the right side, right? Right now I'm on the left side vehicle, but on the right side of the vehicle is this shield that covers the gas, the parking brake. The gas and the parking brake. I mean, the gas and the service brake. Sorry about that. So there's this thing that covers the gas and the service brake. And I have that over that. So when I push the brake, the truck's rolling back with the momentum of the hill. A big heavy truck, a big heavy Corrado can. I have like 3 or 4 cars and I panic. Something at the last second, boom, I just pull a parking brake and I avoided. I thank God nothing happened, but that would have been bad. That would have been like all over the news. That would have been all over the news. But I just didn't have the safety mindset. I just wasn't. This is like a dangerous job. You had ability to take somebody's life. You have the consequence sometimes of having your life taken. Being in this industry, doing what we do. So it's very serious, man. And that's just residential. That's not the typical stuff that you hear. Because most of the stories that you hear, these things happen with commercial vehicles. These things happen with commercial vehicles where the person pulls up to the stop. The can is right in front of them, right? So the can will be right in front of them. Let me turn this around. The can will be right in front of you, like right there. You pull up to the stop. You get out the truck, right? And you go service the can. But sometimes when you're in a rush, you pull up. Boom, let me get out. You get out, your truck starts rolling, right? The truck starts rolling. The driver's right here. He's trying to jump back in his truck and grab the steering wheel, right? But in doing so, he gets thrown down by the weight of the truck and crushed, absolutely crushed by that tire. Absolutely crushed by that tire. Now, the company has to go to your family. The union has to go to your family, right? And explain that their father's not coming home, that their mother's not coming home, that their daughter's not coming home, their son, or whoever you are to somebody. You're special to somebody. So the brake button belt message is very, very important, because it could happen to any one of us, but we have to realize that it's a risk-reward situation where if the truck goes, if you catch it and you stop it, that's great. All right, and let's just say the camera goes off. Boom. You don't have a seatbelt on. You didn't apply the parking brake. Bam. Fireable offense, right? You saved the truck, but you lost your job. Or you saved the truck and you got suspended. Or you didn't stop the truck and you got in a situation where you got suspended. These type of offenses, right, are in place for a reason, because there's so many situations where drivers just didn't make it home. They unfortunately got caught under that tire. They got caught under the truck. Truck has no emotion. It's like a bullet, right? A bullet just doesn't have any emotions. It's boom, it's going directly. It's a bullet without a name. Same thing without a truck. A truck doesn't have emotion. It's not going to stop. So if you have to let the truck go, it's probably better to let the truck go. If you're going to be able to come back home to your family and you'll be able to live and tell about it. Yeah, you will probably be without a job. Yes, you probably will. The consequences may be dire. Your truck might run into a building, might run into a whole fleet of traffic. I don't know, but in these type of situations, it's a horrible decision to make, because you have scenarios like the train. I remember there was a thing where it says if there's a train and you have to choose to run over one large individual, right? Or you have to, and the other pathway of the train says it has to run over a family. The person chooses for it to go towards a large individual over the family, because that's just like the lesser of two evils. All right, so it's a horrible decision that you got to make, but you don't want to be in that situation, right? You don't want to be the person that has to decide where the runaway train is going to go. And that's pretty much what your truck could be if you don't apply the parking brake. So it's very important that we kind of reflect and remember that, man, this job is very, very dangerous. It's not stressed to us enough how dangerous this job is. We take it for granted. We really do. We take it for granted. But it's a blessing if you're able to clock in, get through the day without injuries, without accidents, and make it back home to your family. Or if you're like Jose Serrano, where you finally get the ability to retire, that's a blessing, man. So keep that in mind. Try to take little messages and lessons that they give us, and try to figure out, like, man, how can I use it? Because these things have happened to me, right? I wasn't where I was mentally. Of course, as you get older, you become wiser, but you don't want to be the person that has to go through it yourself. Try to learn from these lessons. And that's the message that I'm dropping with you guys. If you feel what I'm saying, hit that like button. Don't be a lurker. Subscribe. Leave a comment. I mean, have you been through a situation like this? Or if you were in a situation like this, what would you do? And I'm out.